Good afternoon. Welcome to the New York City vote on the Committee on Sanitation and Solid Waste Management. Please silence all electronic devices. Chair, we are ready to begin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Committee on Sanitation and Solid Waste Management. Thank you, members of the committee, for joining us today. To minimize disruption, please place electronic devices on vibrate or silent mode. I would also like to acknowledge the council members present who are here with us today. Salamanca, Schwang, Ung, Vernikov, Nurse, Banks, Carr, and on Zoom, Julie Menon and Gennaro. The purpose of today's hearing is to hold a vote on intro number 97, sponsored by Council Member and Committee Member Sandra Ung, in relation to increasing the civil penalty for repeated littering violations. The committee previously heard introduction number 97 at a hearing on February 27, 2024, where it received testimony from representatives of the Department of Sanitation, environmental advocates, and interested members of the public. I would like now to pass it over to Councilmember Ung to speak about her bill.
Thank you, Chair Brewer, and my fellow committee members for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of Intro 97. This legislation is an important step toward ensuring our city remains clean and vibrant for all who live, work, and visit here. The primary objective of Intro 97 is clear: to address the persistent issue of litter and debris in front of commercial, manufacturing, and industrial businesses by increasing the fines for chronic violators of our city's sanitation laws. I want to emphasize that this legislation is not designed to place additional burdens on small businesses, which are the backbone of our economy. We all know that the majority of business owners are responsible and conscientious members of our community. However, we cannot deny there are some business owners who continually flout these rules, undermining our collective effort to keep our city clean. It is for these repeat offenders that Intro 97 introduces stricter penalties. I'm pleased to report that Intro 97 has the full support of the Department of Sanitation. They agree that higher fines for repeat offenders will be available too in their mission to keep our city clean. Finally, I want to thank my fellow committee members. I know the negotiations of this bill have been a trying time for both you and your hardworking staff members, and I appreciate your patience and your support as we prepare to move this legislation out of the committee and before the full City Council vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. I would like to thank everyone on my team and the Sanitation Task Force for their work on this bill. I would now turn it over to the clerk to take the vote on Intro 97.
Thank you. Good afternoon. William Martin, Committee Clerk. Roll call vote, Committee on Sanitation and Solid Waste Management. Proposed introduction 97-C. Chair Abreu.
Aye.
Salamanca.
Aye, no, and congratulations, Councilmember Ung.
Yeager. Gennaro.
Aye.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? Did that go
Yes.
through?
Thank you, Councilmember Gennaro. Thank you. Menon.
Aye, and congratulations, Councilmember Ung.
Thank you, Councilmember Menon. Nurse.
I vote aye.
Ung.
I vote aye.
Banks.
If I may be allowed to explain my vote, I just want to congratulate Council Member Ung and thank her for working with me and being accommodating and meeting my concerns that I had earlier on. And again, congratulations on the bill. Aye.
Zhuang.
Aye.
Carr.
Permission to explain my vote? Chair.
Permission granted.
Thank you so much. I just want to speak briefly on Introduction 97C. I'm absolutely sympathetic to the needs of communities who have really bad actors littering their streets and neighborhoods. Bad actors is maybe an understatement. Some of the pictures I've seen from places across the city are outrageous. However, I remain concerned, despite improvements at the bill since introduction, that it could be that actors who do not deserve to be punished to the degree envisioned by the legislation could end up being punished as such, along the same lines as those who are the truly bad actors. And that's why I'm hoping that at some point down the line, we could pass other measures that will protect business owners, not from this commissioner. I think this commissioner and her team are phenomenal, but we have to pass legislation that envisions the agency at some point being in less capable hands. And so that's why I'm hoping that we have some kind of photographic evidence requirement adopted down the line. And that's why I'll be voting no on Introduction 97C and aye on the rest. Thank you.
Vernikov.
No.
Palladino. Yeager.
Mr. Chairman, may I be excused to explain my vote?
Permission granted.
Thank you very much. As the gentleman from Staten Island said, we want a cleaner city, and there are a lot of things that we can do to get a cleaner city. The bill that we're voting on today doesn't penalize the people who actually make the city dirty. It penalizes the victims, the store owners, the business owners, in front of whose business the perpetrator, the litterer, walked and dropped their coffee cup or Kit Kat wrapper. And the argument that I've heard is, well, there are businesses that say, look, in a great city like New York, it's a cost of doing business. We'll take the fine and have a great day, but we're not going to bother cleaning. And I don't think that represents the majority of business owners in the city. What I do believe, though, is that argument is belied by the language of the bill. What we're doing is we're raising the third violation. So in other words, somebody got one violation, they got a second violation the same year, they got a third violation in the same year. We're raising that by $50. If somebody is inclined to say that they don't care about getting a ticket, the $50 difference from $450 to $500 is not going to make them start caring. But what it does do is it penalizes the store owner that happens to be unlucky enough to have their store in front of a bus stop. And for the extra $50, I think there is a point in time that we have to say, what are we doing to New Yorkers in this council? What are we doing? Do we care not one iota about the actual people who are trying to just make it in this city? And for that reason, notwithstanding the desire, as stated, to have a cleaner city, I vote no. Thank you.
With a vote of 8 in the affirmative, 3 in the negative, and no abstentions, the item has been adopted by the committee, and the roll will be held open at request of the chair.
Thank you, Clerk. We'll keep it open.
Continuation roll call, Committee on Sanitation, proposed introduction 97C, Councilmember Palladino.
Aye.
By a vote of 9 in the affirmative, 3 in the negative, and no abstentions, item is adopted.
Thank you, everyone. I'll see you at the stated hearing. This hearing is hereby adjourned.